Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the next game in the 1987 American League full playthrough. We finished the Cinco de Mayo games. Now we're going to go to the first block of May the 6th. It'll be game number 177 on the schedule. The Oakland A's, managed by Tony La Russa, against the Boston Red Sox, managed by John McNamara. Starting pitchers for today's game: Dennis Eckersley getting a spot start for the A's against Roger Clemens. Ballpark effects, very hitter friendly here in Fenway. Singles are 1 to 19 versus lefties, 1 to 15 for righties. Home runs 1 to 7 lefties, 1 to 10 righties. Oakland enters the game 18 and 9. Hello, Ben. Boston enters 8 and 18. Running game: Clemens is a net 0 and Eckersley is a -1. Clemens enters the game 1 and 3, and I forgot to get the record for Eckersley, so let me bring the Strat computer up. That's another thing I forgot to do. I always forget to do something when I'm starting these games because I want to try to start on time. And always there's one little minor detail that gets left out. So let's bring this up on the computer. May the 6th. It was a Wednesday in 1987. And we'll get the numbers on Eckersley so we can get them or get everything in line. Eckersley on the replay, mostly relief, obviously. He is, whoops, out of the way. He is 3-1 with a 2.08 earned run average, 5 saves, 17 innings pitched, 11 hits, 3 walks, 14 strikeouts. He did have 2 starts throughout the year. This is one of them. So this is one of his 2 starts through the year. His fatigue is a 5. They do have long man Steve Ontiveros that could give him some length if they need to. Roger Clemens finishing up his warm-up tosses. He enters the game 1 and 3, ERA of 5.06, 37 innings pitched, 40 hits, 9 walks, and 40 strikeouts. Before we get the game going, I'm going to, instead of printing something out, I'm going to try something else to see if this works or not. We will find out. But these are the current standings. And let me take the light off of this. Maybe that would help it. These are the current standings, and I may have to zoom in here. I don't know. These are the current standings in both leagues at the end of May 5th. We got the Yankees at 19 and 7, the Brewers at 18 and 7, Toronto 14 and 10, Detroit 12 and 13, Cleveland 12 and 14, Baltimore 11 and 14, and Boston bringing up the rear at 8 and 18. Oakland, surprise team in the West, leads it with a 19 and 9 record, or 18 and 9 record. Kansas City's second with 12 and 11. Chicago's 11 and 12. California 12 and 15. Looks like Texas is 10 and 15, along with Minnesota, who's also 10. Actually, Texas is 10 and 13. My bad. 10 and 15 for Minnesota and 9 and 18 for Seattle. So, like I said, I don't know how well that came across, but it's better than having to, burn through a bunch of trees printing paper. So that's our goal there. Hello, Joel. Good to see you. I hope he's okay, Joel. He was doing some games the other day, so I hope he's doing all right. I haven't, obviously, he had something on there with the Bella Cam, so I'm assuming he's doing all right. I may check in on him tomorrow if I haven't heard. He usually does a game Saturday morning, so if I don't see anything Saturday morning, tomorrow morning, I will maybe do some investigating, but I think he's pretty sure he's doing okay. But you never know. Never know. All right, here's Luis Polonia. Hello, Chuck, Colin. Good to see all of you. Polonia enters the replay hitting .257, 1 homer, 2 driven in. Clemens, 1 and 3, trying to right the ship. Eckersley. I looked it up and still didn't write it down. Shame on me. Eckersley is 3 and 1. But everything has been in relief. He only had 2 starts all year. This is one of his 2 starts. So take that with a grain of salt. Here's Polonia. 410 for Clemens against the left-handed Polonia. Is a ballpark single, and that's a 1 to 19. That's almost a guarantee. 17 doesn't matter. When you get 1 to 19, that's almost a given. So Luis Polonia gets himself a base hit to start the ball game off against Clemens. Polonia has 1 stolen base on the season. Clemens is a 0-hold combo with his catcher Gedman. Polonia needs a 4 or a 4, 5, or 6 to get the lead. He does not. He will hold. That'll bring up Tony Phillips, second baseman. Phillips on the replay hitting 275, 2 homers, 12 driven in. That's a 5-8. Switch hitter batting left, 5-8. That's a strikeout. Strikeout number 1 for Roger Clemens. 1 down. That brings up Carney Lansford, the former Red Sox and former Angel. 303 hitter, 321, 3 homers, 1 runs driven in. It's a 5-11, and that's another ballpark single check. 1 to 15. Again, that 3 is going to be good. So Clemens getting done in by Fenway Park a little bit with these singles, getting nickel and dime to death out there. Runners at first and second, 1 out for the venerable Reggie Jackson, designated hitter. He's hitting an even 290 at bats. He hit 220 real world. 5 homers, 14 runs driven in. Nothing on to have it. 5-5, left-hander, fly ball to left, and that's going to end the inning as Greenwell puts it away. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's just the second out. My bad. That is just the second out. Got ahead of myself there. Now here comes Jose Canseco. Canseco hitting 296, 7 homers, 17 runs driven in. He is eyeing that short porch in left field. That green monster, he's just got his eyes all over it. 1-6, but he's got all of his eyes all over a strikeout, too. Strikeout number 2 for Clemens, and that will end the inning. So the A's get 2 on, but get nothing out of it. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Oakland nothing, and Boston coming to bat. And a rare start for Dennis Eckersley. Does have fatigue of 5 as a starter. Full numbers on Eckersley. He is 3-1 with 5 saves, a 208 earned run average, 17 innings pitched, 11 hits, 3 walks, 14 strikeouts. And he'll be facing Ellis Burks, center fielder. Burks will be checking in and hitting 158, no homers, 3 driven in, just 19 at bats. So he's just been a recent call-up not that long ago. 1-6, and that's a split chance. 1 to 3 is a single. That's a 16, so he lines it to Alfredo Griffin. And there's 1 away. 1 down for Marty Barrett. Barrett hitting 352, no homers, 3 driven in. 2-7, and that's a ground ball to Lansford at third. Easy play over to McGuire, and there's quickly 2 up and 2 down. Eckersley, of course, used to pitch for Boston. He knows how to handle the Fenway Park dimensions and pitch to them, so he's looking to have a good game. Here's Wade Boggs hitting 339, 5 homers, 10 driven in. 3-7, and that's a walk. So 2-out walk to Wade Boggs. Boggs, of course, is not looking to go anywhere. Here's Mike Greenwell, left fielder. Greenwell hitting 361 in just 36 at-bats. He hit 328 real world. 6 homers, 11 driven in, so he's got 6 homers and 36 at-bats. Definitely knows what to do with the long ball. That's a 6-5, but he's going to fly it to center field, and out there waiting is Polonia, and that will do it for the Sox. 1 inning is in the books, and we got no score from Fenway here on the Friday night. Although this game was played on a Wednesday night, I believe, in real world. I believe May 6th was a Wednesday in '87. But for us, it's a Friday. All right, here is Mike Davis, the right fielder. He'll be followed by McGuire and Tettleton. Davis on the replay, hitting 310, 7 homers, 19 driven in. That's a 2-9, and that's a home run on a 1 to 3. That's an 18, so he'll settle with a double. Mike Davis clubs a double to get things going. He will not be held at second. Here's Mark McGuire. McGuire hitting 286, 5 homers, 14 driven in. He hit 289 real world. 4-5, and that's trouble for Clemens. 1-2 is a triple. Anything else is a single. That'll be a single 2-star, so Davis will score. And the A's take a 1-0 lead on the RBI single from Mark McGwire. McGwire will not be held, and catcher Mickey Tettleton will do the batting. Hitting 208, 5 homers, 9 driven in. He hit 194 real world. Clemens looking to settle down. Nobody out. 6-6, switch hitter bang left. That's a strikeout. That's a good way to settle down. Strikeout number 3 for Clemens. For the first out of the inning, that brings up Alfredo Griffin. Shortstop, number 9 hitter, hitting 263. No homers and 5 driven in. That's a 2-9. And that's a ground ball to second A. It's a 4-6-3 double play. So Clemens gets out of it without any further damage. The 1 run is all they get on the twin killing. Go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 A's. For the Red Sox, it'll be Baylor, Evans, and Buckner due up against Eckersley. Hello, D. Scott. Good to see you on a Friday night. Baylor on the replay hitting 242. He hit 245 real world. 4 homers, 15 driven in. 4-9 for Eckersley, and that is a strikeout. First strikeout for Eckersley. He does have quite a few dots on his card, so if we try to push him past that 5th inning, those dots could come back to get him. So we definitely have to be cognizant of that. I think Tony La Russa will definitely keep an eye on that and kind of see if we can't milk Eckersley along. Here's Evans hitting 310, 6 homers, 20 driven in. He hit 305 real world. 4-5, and that's going to be a 1-2 triple. Anything else he flies out, that's a 15. That's a fly out. Out to Canseco in left field, 2 down. And here comes Bill Buckner, first baseman. Hello, Dan. Good to see you on a Friday night. Buckner hitting 262, no homers, 212 driven in. Eckersley 4-6, and that's a double. Solid double to right field for Buckner as he gimps into second base. Obviously not going to be held there. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Ed Romero. Hitting 380 and 71 at bats. He's way above his skis. He had 272 real world. No homers, 5 driven in. Filled in nicely when Marty Barrett was injured. Now he's kind of filling in when Spike Owens is not feeling well. 3-8 for Romero, and that's a single, but it's a clutch. It's an anti-clutch single, so that will not be a base hit. That will be a pop-up to short. He is anti-clutch, 3-8. Got it right there, 3-8. It's 2 outs, a runner at second. So anti-clutch, and he pops it up to Alfredo Griffin to end the inning. So Romero, despite the batting average, was anti-clutch. We go to the third, 1-0. Oakland A's. And that'll bring us back to the top of the order for Oakland with Polonia, Phillips, and Lansford. Polonia got a base hit his first time up, but was stranded at second base. Sure everything fits here. Don't want the dice tray getting cut off on me. Let's see if I need more light. I might need one more drop on the light. I don't know if that's better or worse. Actually, no, what happened, I turned the ring light off. That was the problem because it was on when I was trying to do the standings. The ring light didn't do well, so now that's back on. So hopefully now that is better. All right, we'll find out. Hello, Parallel. All right, here is Polonia. 1-8, and that's going to be a fly to center field. Burks puts it away, 1 down for Tony Phillips. 1-7, another strikeout. 4th strikeout for Clemens. 2 quick outs. That's the way you want to start an inning if you're Roger Clemens. You want to get those outs in there quickly, not mess around. That'll bring up Carney Lansford. He singled his first time up. 3-7 and split chance. Has to be a 1 to be a single. Anything else is lines to short, and he does. Romero has it. It's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Roger Clemens. We go to the bottom of the third. Still 1-0. Eckersley back out. And he'll be facing the number 9 hitter, Rich Gedman. Just recently joined the Red Sox as of late. Gedman's only had 1 game. This is his 2nd game of the season. He is 1 for 4, 250 average, no homers, 2 driven in. 3-5, and that's a ground ball to short. Griffin is there, 1 away. 1 down for Ellis Burks. He lined to short his first time up. 6-5, and that's a strikeout. Eckersley with strikeout number 2. 2 up and 2 down for Marty Barrett. It's a 5-8, and that's another strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Eckersley. And 3 innings are in the book. Still 1-0 ball game. Nip and tuck here in Fenway. Go to the top of the 4th. And Reginald Martinez Jackson will step to the plate, the designated hitter. Flew out to left his first chance. 4-9, and that ground ball to Barrett. Easy play, 1 down. For Mr. Canseco, who swung for the fences and got nothing but air last time. 2-9, and he's going to ground it to short, and Romero will take care of him easily. 2 down. Both pitchers seem to be on their game early, but we'll find out as the game goes along. I've had low-scoring games through 6 innings, and in the last 3 innings it's imploded, so I don't want to take anything for granted. There's Davis. 2-7, struck him out. Strikeout number 5 for Roger Clemens. So we go to the bottom of the 4th, still 1-0 in favor of the Oakland Athletics, who are now, I guess, just the Las Vegas, or no, just the A's. They don't even have a city with them this season. I think they're just the A's or the Athletics. No city name even attached, I don't believe, because they're playing in Sacramento or somewhere. All right, here's Wade Boggs. 5-12. That's a ballpark blast for Boggs. It's a 1-7. That's a 4. It's gone. Wade Boggs, look at it again. Just ties this game. 5-12 ballpark blast. 1-7 for lefties. That's a 4. Wade Boggs, of course, has normal power. So Wade Boggs just connects for home run number 6 and RBI number 11 rather. And we have a tie ball game. 1-1 ball game here in the bottom of the 4th, and here's Greenwell. 3-6, and that's a home. Look at that, back-to-back jacks. Back-to-back jacks. Mike Greenwell, yet another home run for Greenwell. And for Greenwell, that's his 7th home run in 38 at-bats. RBI number 12. So Greenwell, back-to-back jacks, home run number 7 for Mike Greenwell, and it's 2-1 Red Sox. Eckersley thinks he's facing Kirk Gibson all of a sudden. Gives up 2 homers back-to-back to start the 4th. Here's Don Baylor. 4-3, and that's a fly ball left field X. We are looking at Canseco. He's a 3-9. 3-7, that's iffy, but I think he might get to that. We'll find out. 3-7 for Canseco. Yes, barely. He gets to it. His error rating's an E9, so he's got to avoid 16, 11, 3, and 18. And he does not. We get the 11. Boy, Just can't get by without making an error here. E9, the 11, there's a 2-base error on Jose Canseco. Look at the numbers there, 11. He's an E9, that's an 11. 2-base error on Canseco. Not sure what he was doing out there. I don't think the ball hit him in the head, but it might have. So Eckersley thinks he's getting an out, and all of a sudden he has that happen to him. Got to be feeling snake bit. Here is Evans. 3-7, and that's going to be a walk. And Eckersley is just starting to implode here. LaRussa's got to keep an eye on him and get somebody up in the bullpen. Steve Ontiveros is loosening in their bullpen just in case. But Eckersley was rolling along till the 4th, and all of a sudden he has just lost it here. Here's Buckner. 4-7, and that's a trouble too. 1-2 is a double. Anything else is a single. It's a single 2 stars. And that will score Baylor to make it 3-1 Red Sox. Evans will take third. Now the question is, how much longer can you go with Eckersley? Here's Romero. Still nobody out. Here's Romero. Infield is in. They gotta cut off some of these runs. 2-3, and that's a ground ball. I'm sorry, 2-3 over here is a ballpark single check. 1-15. That's a 10. So that's a base hit. That will score Evans. It's now 4-1 ball game. Romero will stop at, I'm sorry, Buckner will stop at second base. Now the A's may be bringing in somebody other than Ontiveros. They need somebody who can get out of the bases with people on base jam. So Tony La Russa, seeing the gravity of the situation, is going to bring his closer in, Jay Howell, to try to get out of this inning. His only purpose is to get them out of this inning, or at least attempt to. So Jay Howell will take over. This is definitely outside the box managing, folks. You would never see this kind of managing on the other channel, I can guarantee you. But they have to do it here, because if they don't get him out here, the game's basically going to be over. I mean, you're not going to be able to use your closer when you're down 8-2. So Jay Howell will be coming on for Eckersley. Can't close the book on Eckersley, obviously. Howell 1-1 with 6 saves and a 1.35 earned run average. 13 innings pitched, 8 hits, 6 walks, 11 strikeouts. He's facing Gedman with 2 on and nobody out. And 4 already in. 4-10, and that's a fly ball center field X. We're looking at Polonia. He's a 3-9. 3-17. He'll get to that. E9 is the question as a center fielder. And E9, he's got to avoid 3, 4, 14, and 17. That is a 12, so he's okay with that. That's a good catch by Polonia, and we finally get an out. And Buckner at second base is not going anywhere. He's a statue. Back to the top of the order for Ellis Burks. Double play would get the A's out of the inning and keep it just to 4 runs. 5-5, and that's a walk. It's going to load the bases. And now the 9th man to bat in the inning. Marty Barrett steps to the plate. Bases are loaded. Infield looking for that double play. They're trying to turn the double play. They are back for the double play. Howell could really use a strikeout about now. 2-6, and that's a ground ball shortstop B, so they just get a fielder's choice. The run's going to score. They get Romero out 6-4, but it is a fielder's choice. The run does score. It's 5-1 rather. And it goes 6-4. So 2 outs now for Wade Boggs. 5-1 ball game. Boggs, as they bat around, soon we'll talk about having a good defensive pitching duel, we get the bat around again. And I'm really getting sick of these bat arounds, but it's happening a whole lot in this 87 season. Getting a lot of bat arounds, sometimes twice in the same game by different teams. So Boggs, homer to lead off the inning. He's up there with Burks at second base. I'm sorry, Barrett at second base. Burks is going to be at, let's see, now where were they? Walk here. Romero. Oh, I put the wrong thing there. 6'4". He's out here. Romero, actually. Let's fix that. Let's fix my score sheet here. Get my correction tape, assuming I can find it. Romero was not out. He was, after he singled here, he went to second on the walk. So he goes here on the fielder's choice. So runners are on the corners, 2 outs for Wade Boggs. 5-1 ball game. A's trail. Eckersley, not a good 4th inning, obviously. Boggs, who homered to start the inning. Could he hit 2 home runs in 1 inning is the question. 6-8. 1-12 is a single. That's a 17, though. He lines to second to end the inning. But 5 runs come in for Boston. They take a 5-1 lead and turn that over to Roger Clemens. That's going to be all for Howell. They just wanted him to get out of the inning. Steve Ontiveros will come in and pitch and do some long relief. But we'll get the final numbers now as we go to the box score. The final numbers for Eckersley, which were not pretty. Eckersley is going to go 3+ innings, give up 5 hits, 5 runs, 3 were earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Jay Howell, 1 inning pitched, and he walked the batter, nothing else. But Ontiveros will come in and try to eat some innings for the A's. Right now, Roger Clemens feeling pretty good with a 5-1 lead. Greenwell is your batter. I'm sorry, not Greenwell. Red Sox can't bat again. McGuire's the batter. McGuire singled his first time up, but was erased on a double play. 6-4, and that's a ground ball to Boggs. It's an X chance on Boggs. 2 E16. 2 and a 14, he'll get to that. E16. E16 and a 9 should be okay. E16. Yep, there's no 9, so it's good play for Boggs. And McGuire's out of there. 1 down for Mickey Tettleton. Tettleton struck out his first chance. 6-7, switch hitter. Ground ball, shortstop X. That's Romero. He's a 3 E10. 3 and a 15, he'll get to it. E10. E10 and a 15. That could be interesting. E10 and a 15. There's a 16, 17, and 18, but no 15. So Romero sticks with a bad hop and makes the play. 2 down for Alfredo Griffin. 2 outs and the base is empty. Clemens now kind of in cruise control. 3-8. 1-9 is a single. 12, though, is going to be a line out to second. Another 1-2-3 inning for Clemens. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, and the A's will bring on a new pitcher, Steve Ontiveros. So Ontiveros will come on. Or will it be Ontiveros? They may go to a different direction here. Actually, they're going to go to Gene Full Nelson instead. Nope, they're going to go to Ontiveros. I already wrote it in, so I'm not going to change my mind. Ontiveros will be your pitcher. Not very good, obviously. 0-1 with a 20.25 earned run average. 4 innings pitched, 12 hits, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. He has just been about the worst pitcher in the league so far, but he does eat innings. He's a starter that is being used in relief right now, so he does eat innings, and that's what the A's need. Greenwell, the batter, he homered his last time up. 4-5, and that's a strikeout for Ontiveros, so that'll help his cause. Just lowered his ERA to 18.69 with that. Here's Don Baylor. 5-9, and that is a fly to left. Could be a 1-2-3 inning for Steve Ontiveros. That would be a miracle in itself. Here's Dewey Evans. 4-7, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Griffin. He's a 2E29. 2 and a 6. I think he'll get to that. 2 and a 6. Yep, G2, he'll get to that. He's an E29, so he's got to avoid 11, 3, 17, and 18. And 10, he barely avoids it. But he does, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ontiveros. We go to the 6th. Still 5-1 Oakland, trailing Roger Clemens and the Red Sox. Clemens facing the top of the order now. Polonia, Phillips, and Lansford. 6-7, left-handed, ground ball shortstop X. That is Romero. He's a 3E10. 3-2. That's going to get through for a base hit. We'll check for an error. That is a 10. There's no error on the 10. 10 and a 10 does not provide an error, but a 3-2 does provide a base hit. So base hit for Polonia, as Romero not able to get to it. Down 5-1, they will not be trying to get a lead or try to steal. They're going to hold there. Here's Tony Phillips. Struck out twice, 0 for 2. 5-9, he's going to strike out again. He's got the hat trick already. 3 strikeouts for Tony Phillips. Pretty bad if your number 2 hitter strikes out 3 times in a row. Here's Carney Lansford. 5-6, and that's another strikeout. Strikeout 6 and 7 now. 7 strikeouts for Clemens. And that brings up Reggie Jackson, 0 for 2. Polonia still stuck at first base. 4-7, and that's a walk. And I believe that is the first walk issued by Clemens. Does turn to a clutch situation for Jose Canseco with a runner now at second base and 2 outs. Canseco has struck out and grounded to short. 1 swing of the bat, the A's are right back in this game. 6-3, though, is a ground ball pitcher X. That's to Clemens. He's an E0. His range is a 3, so as long as he gets to it, he will make the play. Cannot make an error. 3 and an 8, I'm pretty sure he'll take care of that. As a pitcher, a 3 and an 8 is a G3. The only play is to first, but that's okay. That's all they need. And that will end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th, still 5-1. Your score. Ontiveros looking for another good inning if he can get it. Going to be facing Buckner, Romero, and Gedman. Bottom of the order. His ERA is now down to 16.20. 1-5, and that's a 1-15 home run. That ERA just went up again. Bill Buckner, home run. Look at it again. 1-5, home run 1-15. That's a 14. So as soon as I was praising him for having a good outing, he gives up Bill Buckner's first home run of the season. That's his first for Bill Buckner. RBI number 14. He had only 5 in real world, but this is one of them right here. Of course, he will eventually get traded to California. later in the season. But home run, and it's now 6-1 ball game. Here's Romero. 2-5, and that's a fly to center. One down. And that's going to send up Rich Gedman. 3-4, and that's a ballpark single check. So that's not good. It's a 1-19. You know he's getting a single at Fenway. May not be a good park for Ontiveros to be pitching in, but drastic times call for drastic measures. 1, that's a wild pitch opportunity for Ontiveros. Let's check his wild pitch rating. His wild pitch rating is a 5. No wild pitches blocked by Tettleton, thank goodness. Don't need anything like that going on. Here's Burks. 4-4, and that's another ballpark single check, and that's a base hit. 2 are on with 1 out and 1 in for Marty Barrett. I got a feeling Ontiveros' ERA is about to get back in the 20s again. 6-5, that's a fly to center. That's going to help a little bit. 2 down, but he's got to face Wade Boggs now. That's never a good matchup. His ERA right now is 15.88. If he can get Boggs out, he keeps it under 16. 2, chance for a balk or a wild pitch. I mean, a pass ball or a balk, rather. 3 is a balk chance. Ontiveros' balk rating, I believe I saw was a 3, but I'll double check it. I think it's a 3. It is. And there's no balk. 2 on, 2 outs, 1 in, pitch to Boggs. 1-8, and that's a anti-clutch. It would have been a single, but it's going to be an out because he's anti-clutch on a 1-8. Anti-clutch, he's going to pop it to second, and Ontiveros gets out of it with just the 1 run. So that time, Boggs' anti-clutch saved Ontiveros' bacon. We go to the 7th. 6-1 ball game. Of course, if you get in the Red Sox bullpen, you got a chance. But as long as Clemens is out there, I don't feel like it's a good time for the A's to catch up. If they can get to that bullpen with Schiraldi and company, they can maybe do something. 3-7, and that is a 1-19 single. So base hit for Davis. He starts things out with a base hit. And that'll bring up Mr. McGuire. 2-5, and he struck him out. Strikeout number 8 for Clemens. Brings up Tettleton. It's a couple years before Fruit Loops. 5-5, and that's a fly to left. 2 down. As Greenwell puts it away for Alfredo Griffin. We are in the 7th inning, so we could be doing some pinch hitting, but against Clemens, I'm not sure it really matters. Griffin is a 263 hitter. Could have hit for Tettleton, but I really don't want to overwork Steinbach either, so we'll keep it as is. Here's the pitch to Griffin. 2-5, and he's going to line it to short, and that's going to end the inning. So Roger Clemens, a hiccup in the 2nd inning, but he's been pretty dominant since. His fatigue's the 8th inning, so obviously he's going to keep going. Ontiveros' relief rating is a 3, so this will be his 3rd inning, so we'll keep an eye on him. Dave Leeper, a lefty, is loosening in the Oakland bullpen in case he is needed. And the ERA right now of Ontiveros is an even 15, so he's done well. With his 2 innings and 1 run, he's dropped it from over 20 down to a 15. Not that that's a big accomplishment, but hey, got to start somewhere. All right, so we are at the 7th inning stretch, and that means take me out to the ball game. All right, 7th inning stretch is in the books. And now we are ready for that bottom of the 7th. Ontiveros on the mound. Leaper, left-hander, is in the bullpen in case he's needed. Greenwell will lead it off. He is 1 for 3 with a home run. Is Greenwell. 3-9 for Greenwell, and that is a walk. Leadoff walk to Greenwell. Ontiveros may be on his last chances to do anything here. Don Baylor is your batter. Nothing on the Havoc. 5-5, and that's a fly to center on away. That lowers the ERA down to 14.21. Here's Dewey Evans. .64, that's a fly center field X. That's Bologna, a 3E9. 3 and 13, he'll get to it. E9. Ooh, that's a 14. That could be questionable. E9 center fielder and a 14. E9, there's a 14 right there, a two-base error on the center fielder Polonia. E9 and a 14. So it's a two-base error. Greenwell will take third. Can't put this one on Ontiveros. That was a fielding problem by Polonia. But either way, they're going to pull Ontiveros. With the lefty Buckner coming up, they will call on the lefty Dave Leaper. So Leaper will come on. Can't close the book on Ontiveros yet, obviously. That is the second error on the A's. Infield will come in, but we'll get a new pitcher first. It's going to be Dave Leaper, the left-hander. Leaper has done very well in the replay. He is 1-0 with no saves and a 0.87 earned run average. 10 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. Real world, he had a 3.78 earned run average and a 2-1 record. So he's in there lefty on lefty against Buckner with the infield in. (3-2) to the lefty, pops it up to second base, and no one can go anywhere. He popped up to second. Out number 2, and here comes Ed Romero. They could walk Romero, 272 hitter, and pitch to Gedman, 205 hitter, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to intentionally walk Romero. Load the bases. Force at any base against Rich Gedman. Leaper lefty on lefty to Gedman. Hello, alternate. 2-7, and that is a strikeout. Rich Gedman struck out. And so LaRussa pulled the right strings there, as usual, and takes care of the Red Sox in the 7th without giving up any more damage. Ontiveros is going to allow 1 run in 2 1/3 innings. So that's certainly going to help the old ERA there. Let's see how many hits he gave up. 1, 2, 3 hits I've got him for. He walks 1, struck out 1 also. So we go to the 8th inning. This is the fatigue inning for Roger Clemens. Keep an eye on him. Top of the order we go. Luis Polonia will be your batter here in the top of the 8th against Clemens. Clemens, 1 run, 6 hits through 8 innings. He's also struck out 8. 410 left-handed. That is a ballpark single check, and Clemens is going to get done in again by Fenway. Even though it's an 18, that's a 19. So he is done in again by Fenway. It's at least the 3rd Fenway hit he's given up. So Polonia reaches. Phillips might be pinch hit for. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts against Clemens. So I think LaRussa is going to try to find an alternative solution to the problem if he can. Although there's not a whole lot on the bench, to be honest with you. Javier is a switch hitter. He's only a 185 average. Steinbach's 284, but he's right-handed. Gallego's 250, and he could play second base. They're going to bring in Gallego. He's a contact hitter, so they're going to bring in Gallego for Phillips. He will pinch hit here in the 8th and stay in the game to play second base in the 8th. Mike Gallego, or as they say, let go Gallego. But LaRusse has seen Phillips try Clemens 3 times and come away with a hat trick, and he doesn't want to see that anymore. And who can blame him? Gallego hitting a $150 in the replay. He's a 250 hitter in real world. He's only had 20 at bats, so grain of salt there. All right, here is Gallego. Clemens. Nothing on the havoc. 5-5, and that is a strikeout. Strikeout for out number 1. Strikeout number 9 for Roger Clemens. And here comes Carney Lansford. A's just didn't have much on the bench to choose from, unfortunately. But that was on Clemens' card, so he had no choice anyway. That's a leaner, so we're going to re-roll that. 6-2. That's a ballpark blast. It's 1-10, but that's a 12, and that's the kind of night it's been for Oakland, as even the ballpark doesn't help them here. It's just a deep fly to left for out number 2. For Reggie Jackson. Hello, Ernest and Jimmy Jam. Good to see you. 1, chance of a wild pitch on Clemens. His wild pitch rating is a 3. Nope, it's blocked by Gedman, so Jackson will swing away. 3-2 for Jackson. He's hit by the pitch. He's not happy about it either, but he gets plunked. He gets plunked, but that could have been, well, Boston hasn't had anybody hit yet, but it could have been just a ball that Clemens had to get away from. I don't think there was any intent behind it, although it still doesn't make Reggie very happy. So here's Canseco. Again, 1 swing of the bat is a 2-run game. So let's see what happens here. 4-11, and that is a fly ball right field X. That's Dewey Evans. He's a 1. I think it should be an E2 there, right? He's a 1E2, so you know he's going to get to it with a 1. And that would be the 3rd out of the inning. But it's checking E2, and the only way he makes an E2 is on a 3, 16, and 18. And he makes the catch, and that's going to end the inning. So Clemens will be going for the complete game. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, 6-1. Don't know if the A's are going to use somebody else as a pitcher and limit Leaper to 1 inning or not. We'll see. Gallego is going to be the new second baseman. Let's see. They're going to go ahead and bring in Gene Nelson to pitch the 8th inning. So Gene Nelson will pitch the 8th inning. And we'll get the numbers on Nelson. Nelson on the replay. 2-0 with no saves, a 4.58 earned run average, 20 innings pitched, 27 hits, 11 walks, 26 strikeouts for Mr. Nelson. For Leaper, a walk and a strikeout, 2/3 of an inning pitched. Nothing else. And the walk was intentional. So Gene Full Nelson gets the call out of the A's bullpen. And he'll be facing Burke, top of the order, Burks, Barrett, and Boggs for the Red Sox. Burks, Barrett, and Boggs. 6-4, and that is a ballpark single again. So done in again by Fenway is the Oakland pitcher. Can't catch a break when you're playing in Fenway. With the score 6-1, they're not going to send anybody, so no worries about trying to get a lead. Here's Marty Barrett. 2-7. That's a ground ball third base A. It's a 5-4-3 around the horn double play. Clemens doesn't need any more runs. He just wants them to hurry up so he can finish the game. I'll have to think on that one, Jimmy. Hello, Prague. Here is Wade Boggs, a 3-7 for Boggs. He's going to draw a walk. So Boggs will draw the base on balls, and here's Greenwell. $2-7 for Greenwell. That's trouble. 1-19 is going to be a double. It's 2 stars, so Boggs has to stop at third. But runners at second and third with 2 outs. A 2-out rally by the Red Sox. Not that they need a rally, but they're putting one on nonetheless. Here's Don Baylor. 4-2, and that's a ground ball first base C, so McGuire will field it, flip to Nelson cover, and the inning's over. So Nelson's going to go 1 inning. He's going to give up 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. We go to the 9th. Still a 6-1 ball game in favor of the Red Sox. Clemens will be going for the complete game. I am scoring it on the computer, so the computer will tell me exactly when he hits fatigue, so I don't have to try to figure it out myself. All right, let me look at this trivia question, Jimmy Jam, and see if I can figure it out. I'm not that great at trivia. Let's see what it says here. Who is the only player in MLB history to hit a grand slam on 2 different opening days? 2 different opening days. Grand slam. That could be anybody. Boy. I don't know, Jimmy Jam. I would just be making I'll take a swag at a sophisticated wild ass guess. That's a swag, SWAG, sophisticated wild ass guess. And I could do that, and I'll just say Willie Mays, but I'm sure it's not right. It's probably some obscure guy that maybe is not even known for hitting home runs. I was thinking George Bell did it one time, but I think he had 3 home runs on opening day, not the grand slam. It's a great baseball name, huh? Is it recent, or is it like back in like the 50s or something, or is it something that happened in the 80s or 90s? Maybe give us a slight hint. See if we can figure this out. If you give us a team, it might give it away, but maybe just give us the era it was done in. 80s, 90s, 70s, 60s, 2000s, whatever the case may be. In the 80s, okay. In the 80s. Grand slam on 2 different opening days. That is wild. 2 different opening days. Good player for a few years in the American League. Not Gorman Thomas. Larry says Sam Horn. Ernest, if you think you know, chime in, buddy. Let us know. So get us off the hook here if you think you know. Obviously not Gorman Thomas either. So Dwight Evans, I know he hit a home run on opening day in 1986 against Jack Morris on the first pitch of the game. Same team, so it's on the Red Sox, okay? In the 80s, Red Sox. Couldn't have been Greenwell. Probably has to go further back than Greenwell. 82. Tony Armas is a good guess. So he played for the A's and the Red Sox. You said he had a few good years in the American League, and I'm drawing a total blank Total blank. You say Brewers. Now you're saying Brewers. Oh, when I was guessing Gorman Thomas, you said Brewers. Ben Ogilvy, maybe? That's my only guess I can think of would be Ben Ogilvy. I don't know if that's right or not, but he's a guy that had a few good years, but was not like a Paul Mahler or a Robin Yount type, or even a Ted Simmons type. I don't think it was Cecil Cooper, though, because he had more than just a couple of good years. Mark Bruhard, Sixto Lescano. There's just some names of the past. You're saying Sixto Lescano? He was playing for the Padres in the 80s. He played for the Brewers in the 70s. Okay, if you say it's Lescano, we'll take your word for it. I don't know, so that's a good trivia question, though. I don't have any beans like the other channel does to give out, but I'll give you an attaboy. How about that? All right, speaking of attaboys, here is Roger Clemens trying to finish what he started. 6-1 lead. We're in the top of the ninth. Mike Davis. 1-6 for Davis, and that's a walk. Mike Davis draws the walk. Oh, 78 and 80. He played for the Brewers in the 80s, in 1980. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. I wasn't going back far enough, apparently. I know he played for the Padres in 82 and 83. Let's see here. A walk to Mike Davis. That'll bring up McGuire. No action in the Boston bullpen. 6-5. That's another strikeout for Clemens. That is strikeout number 10. He hits double digits as he gets McGuire on strikes. Looking like the Roger of old right now. Here's Mickey Tettleton. But they will call Tettleton back, and they will use Steinbach, even though Tettleton's a switch hitter. Steinbach's a better hitter. So they will use Steinbach in the pinch to see what he can do against Clemens. Tettleton was 0 for 3, so it's not like he was doing anything against Clemens. So they will bring on Mr. Steinbach to pinch hit. And if it miraculously goes to the bottom of the ninth, he can stay in the game to catch. So Steinbach it is. And on the replay, let's get him on the computer so I can bring him in. Getting ahead of myself here. Steinbach will come in for Tettleton on the computer. And on the replay, Steinbach is hitting .317, 2 homers, 4 driven in. 4-5, and that's trouble. 1-2 is a triple. That's an 18. It'll be a single 2 stars. That'll put runners on the corners. Runners are on the corners, and now Clemens is getting closer and closer to fatigue. Alfredo Griffin is your batter. He's a .263 average, so even though he's 0 for 3, he's got a good average, so we're going to let him swing away. Infield is back for the double play against Griffin. 4-11, switch hitter. Fly ball left field X, that's Greenwell, is a 4E10. 4-9, that might drop. 4 and a 9 does. It's a single 2 stars. And Greenwell's an E10. So he's got to avoid 4, 16, basically 3, 4, and then 14 through 18. And 12, he just barely escapes it. On the E10, he just barely escapes not getting a 12 there. But it will be a single 2 stars. It will score the run and send Steinbach to third. Scoring will play as Davis to make the score 6-2. And now Calvin Schiraldi has picked up some rosin and is starting to loosen in the bullpen, much to the dismay of many Red Sox fans. Roger Clemens is now officially tired. And he's got Polonia coming up, who Polonia has gotten him for 3 for 4. So we could see Sambito, Polonia lefty, we could see Sambito coming in as well. Let's go to the bullpen and see who's the most rested. Sambito. Let's check on Schiraldi. Yeah, Schiraldi really has the best rest. So it will be Calvin Schiraldi. And as they take the ball from Clemens, the Fenway faithful give him a nice round of applause. Couldn't quite finish what he started, but he certainly laid the foundation for a win. Just a matter if Schiraldi can hold it. So Calvin Schiraldi will be taking over for Roger Clemens with 1 out and 1 in and 2 on here in the top of the ninth of a 6-2 game. Clemens can't close the book on him all the way. He went 8 1/3. He has given up 9 hits. So far, 2 runs. We can say that he struck out 10. We do know that. I believe the only walk he had was Davis. And I'm sorry, he had a walk here. 2 walks and a hit batsman. And so far, 2 runs. We can't fill it all in because he's responsible there. Schiraldi on the replay, 0-2 with a save, but an 11.57 earned run average. 9 innings pitched, 19 hits, 3 walks, and 13 strikeouts. So Schiraldi is going to come on and face Polonia in a 6-2 ball game. That's a 4-8, and that's a walk, not what they needed. Now the bases are loaded for Mike Gallego. Schiraldi to Gallego. 5-6, and that's a strikeout, a big one too for Schiraldi. That is out number 2. And now it's down to Carney Lansford. But Lansford is the tying run at the plate. 6-2 ball game. The bases are loaded with 2 outs. Yes, Larry, we got Sixto Lescano in 1978 and 1980, according to Jimmy Jam. So Schiraldi, with the bases loaded and 2 outs, facing Carney Lansford. 2-3 for Lansford. Pops him up to short, and there's your ball game. So Schiraldi gets out of it, saves the game for Clemens. And we'll go to the box score and get the final results. Actually, Schiraldi is not credited with the save. He came in with a 6-2 lead and not enough people on base. You can't walk a guy and then force your own save situation, so he does not get a save. He goes 2/3 of an inning. Clemens gives up 2 runs overall, walk and a strikeout, nothing else. So for the A's, they get a run in the 9th. Final score of 6-2. Boston improves to 9-18. Oakland drops to 18-10. For the A's, 2 runs, 9 hits, and 2 errors. For the Red Sox, 6 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. Winning pitcher Roger Clemens, he improves to 2-3. Eckersley with the loss drops to 3-2. A's left 11 on base, and the Red Sox left 11 on base. So neither one of them had a very good outing as far as leaving runners on base. Player of the game, I think it's fairly obvious. I don't see I can go any other directions than Mr. Clemens. He was the man. So he improves to 2-3, does Roger Clemens, with that victory. And the next game on the agenda in the Strat-O-Matic replay is going to come to you from Detroit. It will be the Seattle Mariners against the Detroit Tigers. Scott Bankhead against Walt Terrell. That'll be game number 178. Detroit is 12-13, Seattle 9-18. But that'll be probably tomorrow night, because tomorrow at noon will be the NBC Game of the Week on Season Ticket Baseball 1978. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates hosting the Los Angeles Dodgers. So I do appreciate everybody spending part of your Friday evening with me and chiming in on the trivia question, or at least giving our best go at the trivia question. And hope you all enjoy your rest of your Friday night. And as usual, hope you enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And I will see you all down the road.